Hello, kindergartners. Welcome back to Fiesta Gardens Library. I still can't believe you haven't even been here yet. So today I thought we would read a book about a little mouse going to a library. It's not the Fiesta Gardens Library, but things in libraries work very similarly across all libraries. So I hope you enjoy IQ Goes to the Library. The author is Mary Fraser. Let's begin. Library Week. Monday. On Monday, our teacher, Mrs. Ferber, said, "Students, this is Library Week. Every day this week, our class will be going to the library." IQ had never been to the library. He didn't want to stay behind in the classroom. He wanted to go with the other students. And there he is. Mrs. Binder, the librarian, welcomed the class. "Today is Reading Corner Day," she said. "Come have a seat by the big chair and I will read a book to you." The story made IQ laugh until his eyes watered and his tail curled. He wanted to take the book back to the classroom with him. Mrs. Binder explained that books had to be checked out. "Class," she said, "if you complete a permission slip, I will give you a library card. Then you can check out a book." IQ wanted to check out the funny book Mrs. Binder had just read, but the book had already been reshelved. The library was such a large place. IQ was glad he still had 4 days to find the funny book. Tuesday. On Tuesday, IQ came ready to explore the library. There were rows and rows of books. So many books. Some books had hardcovers and some had paper covers. Some were easy readers and others had long chapters in small print. There were books on shelves and books on racks that spun. Wednesday. On Wednesday, IQ went to the book area marked nonfiction. He was amazed at all the different topics. In the biography section, IQ found a book on a famous rodent. It looked interesting, but he thought the book Mrs. Binder had read on the first day was funnier. He decided to keep looking for it. Thursday. On Thursday, IQ discovered a section of books marked fiction. He realized the books all had stories invented by the author. Some had drawings in them, some had photographs, and some only had words. IQ liked the picture books the best. They made him feel big. When he was done with a book, he was careful to put it back exactly where he found it. Mrs. Binder gathered all of the students at a table. "Today is Bookmark Day. Bookmarks help you mark your place in a book without ruining it. You each can make one bookmark." IQ had some problems making his bookmark. By the time he had unstuck his tail, Mrs. Ferber had come to fetch the class. Most of the other students had already checked out a book. IQ had only 1 day left to find his book and get a library card. Friday. On Friday, when the class came to the library, Mrs. Binder said, "Today is Computer Day. It is also our last day of Library Week." Mrs. Binder showed the students how she used the computer to find a book. When she was done, IQ scrambled down to try. IQ pushed the mouse until it was where he wanted it. Then he jumped on the mouse to make it click. Next, he danced on the keys to type in the title of the book he wanted. Finally, all the information he needed was on the screen. He wrote it down and hurried over to the shelf. At last, IQ had found the funny book. The tricky part was getting the book onto Mrs. Binder's desk. Carefully, he filled out the permission slip for the library card. But there on the bottom was a line that said, Parent, Guardian, Signature. IQ didn't know what to do. Just then the bell rang and Mrs. Ferber came to get her class. IQ felt terrible. He was the only student without a book or a library card. Excuse me, Mrs. Ferber, said Mrs. Binder, the librarian. I have a book with an incomplete permission slip here. Mrs. Ferber looked at the name on the permission slip. Since I take care of him, I guess I am his guardian. I can sign that. IQ beamed from whisker to whisker as Mrs. Binder made him a library card. He wrote his name on it very neatly so everyone would know it's his. A Pet for Pip, that was his book. On Saturday, IQ was all alone all day in the classroom, but for once he didn't mind. He read his book over and over, laughing until his eyes watered and his tail curled. Sunday. On Sunday, he imagined all of the other things he would check out with his new library card. The end. And that was IQ Goes to the Library by Mary Fraser. And boys and girls, many of the things that happened in the book will happen here in the library when you can finally come back. You will get a library card, you will look for books, you will check out books. I can't wait. I miss you so much. Bye-bye, kindergartners.